Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I am Matt.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jeff.
A brand new beer from arguably the best brewery in the entire world, and it sold out within seconds, and we got one. That's also why I said arguably, because people are going to argue.
I'm arguing right the motherfucker.
You are really good at arguing, by the way.
I don't like to argue usually.
No,
I usually just agree.
I disagree with you.
Bullshit.
I actually don't argue a whole lot, but I love arguing with Jeff because he loves to argue.
Who said I like to argue? I never said that.
You don't have to say it.
I think you're wrong. First of all, you're wrong.
So this beer is called Continuance. This is blend one. They've never done it before. So one of the things that Side Project is very famous for is their barrel-aged stouts. So Derivation, Beer Barrel Time, all those. Then they also very famous for their barley wines, Anabasis, which is an American barrel-aged barley wine, and then MJK, which is a English barrel-aged barley wine. Mm-hmm. So this is the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
This is a barrel-aged stout blended with a barrel-aged barley wine.
And if you look, if you look back in our episodes, we did an episode on 3 Side Project beers.
Sure.
And at the time, the secondary value on them was absolutely insane. But you can go back if you're listening on our podcast or watching on our YouTube channel. It was a 2-part episode, and at the time, it was about $1,400 worth of beer. We didn't pay that, but it was amazing. Side Project does some really incredible stuff, and they are renowned for how good their beer is, and it sells out instantly. All of it always, all the high dollar,
the barrel-aged
stuff sell out
ones
instantly. And this is a brand new one. When did this one come out?
So maybe a month ago, within the last month. Then
This was an online order thing, right?
Yep. So we're talking in April. This probably came out into March, 1st of April.
Okay.
Online ordering. Now the weird thing about this order was, before you have to be lightning fast to get on there, which I've been pretty lucky on all those. But with this one, they put no limit on it.
Do you have like 3 computers set up, and you have like a finger on like the submit button? Like,
so
it's like robots. He's got robot arms in every computer.
You have to write the algorithm. Yeah, he doesn't write a program. He actually makes robots that actually press the key on the button.
That are pressing the keyboard faster than any. It's like any human can possibly do.
You guys are both wrong. I got the COVID vaccine. I got that little microchip in me. I just stink that shit, and I get through.
Yeah.
The one thing they didn't tell you, they alluded to it in an Instagram post, no limit. Well, then I heard from some people, hey, you can get more than one. But I was scared because here's why. You have to get more than one. You have to not click buy now.
Yeah.
You have to go to the number, change the number, and then go back to it. So I took the more secure out, got one.
You got one.
Now, I heard some people actually try to get more than one, got shut out.
Because you were worried that by the time you went back to change the number, it's sold out.
And I'm talking, that's 3 seconds. I'm pretty fast. But
that's what I heard.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Why didn't you let us know this was going on sale?
I did about 50 times. You didn't try.
He did. Yeah.
I don't remember you ever bringing this up. If you had brought this up, I would have gone and tried.
I think he brought it up like 4 times.
If you had a beer release and you let Jeff know, he will never get on. He will make it a point to never get on.
He will actually ignore you and then ask you why you didn't tell him about it.
I don't remember you ever talking about this or bringing it up. Did you send me a text?
I sent you a text. I sent you 3. You're in 3 group messages with us.
I have no recollection of this.
I'm not surprised. So for this one, I'm pretty excited about this one. Never had anything like it. So it's going to be, the main blend is 55% barrel-aged stout and then 45% barrel-aged barley wine. Right. They actually get down to like the decimal point, but I rounded up to make it easier.
Think Corey King watches this show or listens?
He should.
He should.
I think everybody watches this show.
Nobody watches this show.
We've got more subscribers this week, Jeff.
How many?
I think at least 8.
Damn.
Yeah.
And if you
celebrate good times, come on.
You know what we need to start doing? I don't know why we haven't done this. Check out our channels, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Oh, sorry. Self-advertising.
If you're watching, we'll put links at the bottom. And if you're listening, it's just our cynic culture across the board pretty much, right?
And the next 50 subscribers get a free teddy bear.
The teddy bear?
Teddy bear.
Teddy
get
bear?
a free teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
It's a teddy bear.
Well, I'm going to subscribe.
Now I want to subscribe. Can you go ahead and give me my teddy bear right now?
You need to subscribe.
Where's my phone? I need to subscribe. He's pouring that right in the mic. Do you hear that?
We want to hear that. Everybody wants to hear that.
This is the ASMR part of the show. Oh my God, that's like sultry.
So the reviews on this one's been pretty insane.
Now, what was the retail price on this? 30.
So it was $110, I believe, with a 3 or 4 bottle set.
Oh, a 4-bottle set.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's
that's how
like
they
it's
do
like
it.
you
I'm
can't
thinking about
really,
saying $100 a bottle.
there's quite a bit left, guys. So pour up.
So less than 30 then.
Well, I mean, if you look at it though, it's probably put in with some saison. So let's say it's 50.
That
You think it's a $50?
I mean,
retail?
What were
Fair enough.
what were the bottles that they sold it with?
Like saison de
Like
Blay
Grisette or something?
Yeah, just something you wouldn't
Okay.
even.
Yeah.
It might have been 3 bottles. It's 3 or 4 bottles. I honestly don't remember.
I think a safe assumption is the 3 bottles are 50%, and then this 1 bottle is 50%.
Yeah,
so
so
about
I'd say you're
55 or
50,
something.
55.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's pretty much standard what their beers are going for.
right. Yeah.
So what's the nose like? I mean, I'm getting dark fruit, tons of barrel, very viscous.
Without
pour.
even tasting it, the nose reminds me of the first Goose Island, Bourbon County. Was it maybe the Backyard?
So Backyard actually had fruit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting a lot of dark fruit on this.
Sherry.
A lot of sherry. Yeah, a lot of sherry. It's interesting to me when I taste a really well done barrel aged stout like world class. I almost get a little oxidation built in. And I'm getting a little bit here in a good way. It's nothing bad. It's probably it's fantastic.
I'm just gonna go right out. I'm gonna cut right to the chase. Worth it.
Okay. You're supposed to be our cynic, man. Come on, what the fuck?
I mean,
Shit, Jeff.
You fucked it all up, Jeff.
I think this might be. I might like this better than BBT.
thank you. This
So,
is a good beer.
Okay.
Jordan in the background asked
What do
the
you think?
question
Thank you,
about...
robots, for getting this.
Yeah,
John.
thank you. Thank you, robots. Thank you, robot overlords.
Thank you, COVID-19 vaccination chip.
The fact
An
that
artist made this.
it's getting so much flavor,
Yeah.
some of that like fruit flavor, without having it, this is mind-boggling. But like,
But when they say fruit flavor too, like I'm not a big fan of fruited stouts. But this is a dark fruit, like a bourbon. Like you said, I think you said old school Bourbon County. This is it.
that was me.
That's
That was me.
But I'll take credit for it.
No, you can give me
rewind that shit. Let's
give me
listen.
credit for
You know
all
what?
that.
I said it.
I'm gonna give Jordan credit. Hell with
I
that.
can take it back.
Fuck,
You know
I
what I'm
said
gonna do in the video? I'm gonna rewind to the part that we played. The nose reminds me of the first Goose Island, Bourbon County, maybe the Backyard.
I went to Pennsylvania recently for a friend's bachelor party. Shout out Nick, you know who you are, PA Michigander. I see you.
That's not allowed.
that's
We're
it.
not
I just
allowed
did
to
it.
do
It's
that.
too late.
He's like pointing at the camera, like, "What the fuck is?"
I thought it was pointing over the
Somebody snuck in here.
like a
Hey, Jordan, is somebody behind you?
Nick's in the camera. He's right there. Nick is watching me. I know it.
surprise guest.
So anyway, I had a beer. I brought a beer called DM, and it was
The M?
The
DM.
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 Like direct
The
message.
D.
direct message.
Yeah, D.
Who does that?
DM? I don't know.
These nuts?
Side project. Yeah, exactly. So it was a big sticky sweet.
Wait, DM.
DM.
Is that a real beer?
That was really a
From
beer.
who?
From Side Project.
Are you sure?
Blue Wax, baby.
Sounds made up to me, this story.
Jeff don't know
Fake
shit.
news.
So anyway,
Fake news.
yeah, don't cut this mic off. So
Beep
when
cut.
you look at that, you talk about sticky sweet. So it was, and it had tons of coconut, vanilla. So it was this most pastry barrel aged stout I've ever seen from Side Project. It was great, but it's not this.
Good idea.
Jesus Christ. Jeff's cut off.
I cut him off. We went
Fucking
straight
here.
from the
Turning his
espresso.
camera off, turning his
one
mic
pour
off.
bourbon and
that
one
burn
barrel
my-
beer just done.
that burn
Jeff
my
is
mic?
done.
Keep asking if your mic's on. Sure, it's on.
I love you guys. There are so many stouts these days, so many big ass stouts that I go, look, it's fine, but it tastes like something. It tastes like every other fucking big ass. The same with haze. Yeah, it's a great hazy beer. It tastes like every other hazy beer I've had.
I can't argue with
But
that.
there's something about this Continuance, I would say, like, this is a special beer. This
Yeah.
doesn't taste like every other big
Well,
ass.
I
And I
made-
don't know what the ABV on this. I'm going to assume it's pretty high.
It's probably
15.
14.
Yeah.
Well, I made fun
Oh,
of
it's
them
15.
I made fun of them doing a 2-day blending session,
but
probably
this-
getting drunk. They took their time on this one.
This
They
is
knew what's
a much better
yeah.
beer. I mean, look, all those big ass stouts, they all taste good, but this is something special.
You
This
talk
is
about
different.
being able to pull out dark fruit from just using like grains and stuff. I think that's where like the prophecy of blending comes into play. Like if you are really adept at blending beers, then you can
Right.
pull out the nuances that make it balanced,
Blending
that
beer
make
is
it
an art.
make it complement itself.
It's like
and make it
wine.
work.
Blending wine is an art. Blending beer is an art.
It is, and I think people like outside of beer don't understand or don't appreciate that. And these guys obviously
we've talked about this before. Firestone Walker are some of the best blenders.
Yeah.
And this is a really nice, and I think
right up there with Vitamix, the Ninja.
When you get a good blender, okay, the one thing you want to do,
kitchen made,
is if you put hot soup in there, be very, very careful because it's going to explode all over the place.
Did you put hot soup in a Vitamix?
You got to put the lid on.
That, but I know someone who did that, and I had to clean my kitchen. This beer gets a 4.6 average on rate beer.
I think that's rate beer. What is that?
Good? My phone is a monitor. Go on Untappd. I want to see what this gets on Untappd.
Yeah, I bet it's 4.9.
It would be a travesty if it's
one
not
rating on rate beer, and it's from Houston, Texas. I'm going to be number 2.
So
I'm going to be the number 2 rating.
That sounds about right for rate beer.
So one thing about Untappd, though, if you look at it, so with Untappd, I use it. I think the main thing I use it for too is friends. You know, the friends that I follow on Untappd, I appreciate their taste.
Yeah.
So if they rate a beer a 4.5, I'm like, shit, that's a good beer. You know, no matter what it averages.
Yeah.
If it averages 3.5, my friend's rating a 4.5, I'm getting that beer.
You trust them, yeah.
So with this one, I've had 0 friends check it in.
Really?
But the average is 4.81.
That's exactly what I was expecting.
Even for some homerism, and I get it, you're trying to hop it up, you know, I still think that's fair. I'm a 4.75 on this.
I'm at least 3.6.
You know what I think makes this?
That's high for me.
I don't know which one it is.
The Barleywine is a dying or almost dead style.
Hell
yes.
no. No,
it is. No.
It's coming back right now.
So few people make Barleywines.
No, I agree with Jeff. Actually, I don't think it's a bad beer. I don't think it's a bad beer.
I love Barleywine.
No, and I know that's what you're saying, but people don't appreciate it.
Most people don't want it. It's because the caramel, the brown sugar.
Most of them's awful.
It's not all Barleywines are great.
I think it's because of like how strong it is, and how big it is, and people like the average person that drinks beer,
A lot of labor to make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of labor.
The average person that drinks beer expects something between like 4 and like 8% alcohol.
Sure.
So when you make a barley wine that is, like upwards of like 11%, 12, 13%.
Barley wine.
People are just they don't think it's like something.
Hey,
that's for
we're
them.
at the party. Let's drink barley wine.
Exactly.
No, it's like it's kind of like a sipping beer.
That's a blackout party if it is.
We could have a barley wine. We should have barley wine.
And barley wines, I think, are the better for.
Let's see who can black out first. We'll do barley wine funnels. We can do like a barley wine ice luge.
But if you talk about barley wines, Jeff, you said they're dead, they're not around. I think the barley wines made now are better than they ever were. I mean,
but we don't see a lot of barley wine.
We got Straight Jacket that's made pretty much year round.
Well, we don't see a lot of barley wine. You don't see a lot of breweries making
Revolution in Chicago.
The problem is they're not
even Bigfoot. You don't see the way you once the way you.
I mean, it's on the shelf. I don't want to see Bigfoot.
Bigfoot was a great barley wine. Really? Oh, I like Bigfoot. I'm a big fan of Bigfoot.
It's earthy. It's hoppy.
It's hoppy. Yeah, it's very hoppy.
Yeah, the problem is they're not being purchased en masse.
Arrogant Bastards.
Arrogant Bastard is not a barley wine.
Yeah, the top rated beer of Jeff.
It's a strong ale. Arrogant Bastard is a strong ale.
But you look at we got a local brewery, Ethereal, in Lexington, Kentucky, and for local people, we don't talk about local around here.
They make a good barley wine.
Yeah, well, they make a great barley wine, and I am going to talk about local for a second, even though we don't.
Shout out Brandon.
Yeah, we have a lot of local people, and we just try to stay unbiased and impartial. But they make a fantastic barley wine called Bellerophon. Oh, and the thing is,
I said it wrong. I said Bellerophon.
Yeah. But it doesn't sell. Like it sells. People buy it, but it doesn't sell like their IPAs. It doesn't sell like their. Like,
I don't think any brewery is going to make a living on barley wine for the most part.
You're exactly right, and that's that. I don't want to say it's a problem, but that it goes along with what you're saying. It's like,
well, I guess
the average consumer doesn't want barley wine, even though it's a fantastic product.
Well, but if you look at the average consumer, I remember the first time
consumer wants just fruit bombs.
Well.
Or
I don't even know that. So, I grew up in Eastern Kentucky, so...
They want something approachable. And barley wine is like, you have to sit down and you have to appreciate it.
You have to appreciate it. So, I grew up in Eastern Kentucky, and, growing up, it was...
That was Barleywine County.
Well, yeah, it was Barleywine County. But no, we were Bloody Breathitt, actually. But
is that a real thing?
That's our name.
Bloody
Breathitt? Shit.
Yeah, I'm from Breathitt County.
Because of all the
Bloody
murders?
Breathitt. Oh, they would kill people. They killed them.
Can we talk about that on the show?
You can talk whatever you want, bro.
Breathitt County is just killing people?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I thought that was...
Growing up, though, we were a dry county, so when we were of age, of course we wouldn't drink underage. No way.
Nobody does
No
that.
way. But
That's
when we-
illegal, folks. Don't do that at all.
But again, when we went and had beers, it would be Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light.
Right.
So
Champagne.
if you go from that and you jump into craft beer, so I remember in the recent 5 years, I would have friends and I'd be back in Breathitt County hanging out with them and stuff, and I would give them like a Cliff Jumper IPA from Country Boy.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, this is good."
Country Boy is a local brewery. In
It
Lexington,
is.
Kentucky.
So 4 beers in, they're used to drinking 18
That's
Miller
7.
Lights.
You're
4
right.
beers in, they're like, shit,
That's
dude,
7%.
they're sitting down.
Yeah, 7%
So,
beer.
so I think that's a difference too. It's hard to get those people in. You talk about barley wines and ethereal and stuff. People want beers you can drink 4 of.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could drink 6 barley wines. Like I just,
fuck
you know what I'm saying?
No,
like, even if
that's not what it's for.
exactly
It's not that kind of beer.
Yeah,
And the average
But it's-
person wants
That's what I'm
that,
saying.
though.
It's sipping beer. It's
Yep.
a winter beer. It's a different kind of experience beer.
But it's the same kind of thing if you talk a bourbon and you say I want a pour of Pappy Van Winkle 23. If you want to pour that, you're not drinking half a bottle. You want to appreciate the pour over an extended period of time and just sit
You
back.
can drink
right?
a really nice
Maybe a
wine,
cigar, chill
or
out.
you can drink Yellowtail. I mean, it's your choice.
Beer
Boone,
has
Boone County.
no matter
Boone
what
County.
what this current
Boone
state
Farm.
is,
Boone Farms, I
beer.
think it's called Boone Farms.
No matter what the current state is, beer has a stigma.
Sure.
Bourbon has a stigma.
Yep.
Wine has a stigma. They all have like a certain expectation
Eyes
going
have
into
stigma.
it. What?
Your eye has a stigma.
That's a stigma.
Do you see that? I tried to hide that. Do you see that? But like when you talk about something that like barley wine literally has wine in the name of it, people are completely put off. Like
Well, there's no wine in
The average person. I know there's no fucking wine.
Did you know that? Barleywine is not
Yeah.
wine.
Tell me about that. Is there no wine?
Is there any barley?
Ce n'est pas
Is there any barley?
wine.
Yeah. Yeah. But wine is actually a relative term anyway because
Right. Why is it relative?
well, it's not just grapes. It's
We're all
you can have
relative,
honey wine.
man.
What?
You can have honey wine.
Mead.
That's mead.
Mead.
Yeah, I know.
It's not
That's
really
also wine.
It's not really wine.
We had,
it's
a good,
also
we had a
wine.
good mead tonight too, though.
Probably should have done a show on that.
Yeah. Shout out Standard.
Shout out Mead.
Standard Meadery,
Standard
Chicago.
We need to
Adam,
just do like
you
a
know what's
standard
up?
show.
I'm opening my meadery.
No, I won't do. I won't do a
called the
meter.
Kentucky-
Somebody I know. Good job, man.
The Kentucky Meadery. I'm opening that, and
It
2
will
weeks.
be awful.
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm not going.
They said it couldn't be done,
It can't.
but it's the best.
And it
meadery-
still won't.
it still won't.
So $110 for this. This was a 3 or 4 bottle set. Secondary for this beer is $330 right now. Today's value. This was, we all agree, probably $50-$60 retail. Would you pay $50-$60 retail?
Oh yeah, of course.
Matt.
I would definitely pay
Welcome,
50
Chupacabra.
or $60. Chupacabra here would pay $60.
Oh yeah, he likes it. He likes it. He likes it.
He's actually drinking it off
That
my-
is TMI right
He's
now.
drinking it
and
off
you
of
guys
my-
need to find get a room.
Yeah,
Get a room.
we have
So
one. It's
so I
upstairs.
would I would pay that too. $60 all day every day. What about $330 secondary?
No, I'm not doing that.
If
You know, it's ridiculous. That's some people's rent sometimes. It's, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about this saying we can or can't afford it. I
Right.
want to preface by saying that I think it's stupid to pay at some point. You know,
$300 for a beer.
Yeah, I get it, but let's just talk about reasonable. So if you're going to get a $750 and you're going to split that with 5 other guys,
Right.
girls, whatever,
That's
so
what, $100
6
a
people.
person?
No, your math skills are crushing it.
Is that $500?
Yes,
We
that's
haven't
crushing
brought
it. It's about 300. About 300 each.
300 per thousand per
about
person.
300 each. So you know,
I majored in math.
would you
That
pay $50 to try this once for a 3-ounce pour?
yes,
No.
yes,
I
would.
think I would if I'm
If
on
ever-
a
if ever there
I'm
were
on
a
vacation,
300
if I'm on a beer trip, I think I would.
Am I high when this happens?
I mean, you could be.
Then I might do it then.
There you go. If ever there were a beer that warranted
3
that
ounces
price,
of beer for $50.
this would be close to
Listen,
it.
let's not
honestly.
even. I don't even want
Dude,
to encourage
you
that.
have paid that before at a bar.
3 ounces for $50.
I bet you have paid $15 an ounce.
I don't think I have.
Well, you would for bourbon.
For bourbon's not beer. It's something.
Well, but
different.
what's the difference?
bourbon
I mean-
and beer are the same at one point, but then they.
Well, no,
change,
I'm just
you know what I'm
thinking though,
saying?
like,
But
no,
it's
no,
about
I
the
know there's a
experience.
difference,
It's
but I'm
about
just
the
saying.
experience.
Well, experience. You pay for experience. That's right.
And no
And
matter
also you
what,
pay-
no matter what, you're not going to get inebriated off of 3
No,
ounces.
not at all, no
so
way.
it's about the
You
experience.
pay for experience and bragging rights, man.
and you pay for the experience for bourbon. You probably would with this.
Now, if you're talking about like, well,
I feel like
don't
I'm
know.
inside your head right now. But I got my.
Get out! Get out! I'm not watching tennis. Get out!
So let's go in the middle. What about 150? Would you pay 150 for this bottle?
No.
Matt.
Yeah, 100%.
I would too. So I think 3:30. We're all kind of like in the right situation,
Yeah.
maybe except Jeff when they're excluding him.
We're
Me and Matt,
traveling a
right
bunch of dudes going to the brewery, and it's there. We
maybe not 150.
If it comes with
Probably
some stickers, maybe.
$60. Yes,
some like
60
metallic
bucks.
stickers.
Yes.
Or like puffy stickers.
All right. Well, we're looking for somebody if fourth member to like rein us all in because we're way off the damn
I don't
rails.
know where we are on the show, but I have to pee. So can we?
I do
wrap
too.
it up?
Let's just
Chuba
stop
has
this
to pee, too.
shit.
Say bye,
Peace
Chuba.
out. See you next time.